And what's up, my people? It's Joey Bags here. So I'm coming at you today. This is probably the third video in regard to the 3DRAP GT DD Pro magnetic paddle mod and the QR1 light brace. If you saw my previous two videos, the first video is when I actually got them in from 3DRAP. You know, I gave you an overlook of what they are. The second video is a quick time lapse of me getting everything installed and my first thoughts of it after it's installed, how the wheel feels, how the paddles feel, you know, finally all together. This video here, and I can tell you these shifts are nice and crispy. This video here is just a quick, maybe a lap or two around Alton Park in the Miata, just using the paddles, you know, in sim. This isn't for me to set any time records. You know, I'll probably spin out once or twice, so there'll be that. But I'm gonna tell you, off jump from the rip, these magnetic paddle mods are aces. I give it my full thumbs up, seal of approval. If you have this wheel and you want to improve the shifting feel of it, get these mods. You know, maybe you don't need the brace. Maybe you went to QR1 like I have, so you don't need the actual brace, but you still do want the magnetic paddle shift mod. Do it. They are independent of each other. They work together very well, but you don't need one for the other. I can tell you, in the past with this wheel, the shifts were very light. The springs that they have on here are not very hard springs. I can't say that off the top of my head I can remember any instance where I misshifted, but I could see a situation where if you're in the heat of a position battle, because they're rather light, you know, maybe just getting into it, maybe grazing the actual paddle and then causing, oh, I told you there'd be a spin. I could see maybe causing a misshift, and oh my god, the acceleration is so bad on this vehicle. So like I was saying, I can see a possibility of it, and with this mod, the stiffness that it adds to this paddle now to shift it is right there. It's solid enough where, you know, your shift, you're deliberately, you know, you're pushing, dang it, did it again. You know, it's stiff enough where you know you're deliberately pulling that paddle in to make that shift. You know, there's no, oh, maybe I graze it with my fingers. Like, I don't have the longest of fingers, the biggest of hands. So, you know, I don't have that issue where if I wrap my hands around that area where I may, you know, I'm inadvertently touching the paddles for some reason. So for me, it's not as big of a deal, but I can see with some other people where, you know, where they wrap their hands around and they're trying to figure out, where am I gonna put my hands, you know, my fingers to rest them. You know, maybe you don't want to rest them on the paddle for fear of accidentally misshifting or shifting when you didn't intend to. This alleviates any of those fears because the pull is harder and more deliberate. I can't see you accidentally hitting these paddles to shift at all. You are hitting these paddles because you want to hit these paddles. Not only does it give it that nice feel, a nice chunky clunk when you pull it back and let it go, I know some people don't particularly like the sound so much. I'm accustomed to my PXN wheel, so that PXN wheel is a little loud. It's also a lot more tactile. I've already grown accustomed to that feel, and quite personally, I like it. It's something that I actually kind of miss in my Moza wheels. I do have the upgrade shifter from 3DRAP for my McLaren GT3 wheel, so that's gonna be also awesome to see how that feels, because that shifter also kind of the same. It's like for me, but this mod is one that I can tell you I 100% endorse, where if at any point in time you had any types of doubts with the paddles on this Gran Turismo branded wheel for the GTDD Pro, get this mod, and that will ease whatever worries or fears you had. Any apprehensions you may have, it feels a little light. Nope, this is gonna take all of that away. 100%, feels for the better. I'll even say it, this actually feels better than my PXN wheel. These paddles now feel way better than my PXN, and I love my PXN wheels and the magnetic shifters on those. Love them. This actually feels better. I can now see myself probably wanting to use this wheel a little bit more, and not because of the newness factor of a mod, but because it actually feels good. Like it's an improvement. It's a mod that is a net positive improvement. There's some mods where you'll install them and then it takes some time to get used to, or it may introduce another issue while it cures one thing. This mod is a net positive in every way, and quite honestly, the only negative thing that I can even point to it is that it makes you pull the paddle so strong that if you leave, and this is kind of the way I have my fingers here, I'll leave my ring finger kind of wrapped around the wheel and just use my middle finger to pull in the paddle. I'll hit my ring finger with the paddle as I'm pulling it in, and it hurts a little bit. All I've really got to do is move it, but that's like the only negative I can come up with, is that I hit another finger, and that's just, I can just move finger positions or use two fingers to shift in. It's like one of the most, real non-issues, but if I'm sitting here trying to find a nitpick, that's it. That's the nitpick that I'm searching for, is I hit a finger if I leave it in place, and guess what? I would have hit the finger if I didn't have the mod in place either way. So I just, it's just really great when you add a mod that just works exactly the way you expect it to, and yes, it may seem like I'm just gushing over 3DRAP right now and this mod, but damn it, that's how it should be when you get something that is good and works the way you want it to. You should be gushing about it. Some people will order this, they'll love it, they'll put it, they'll put it on their equipment, love it, will never mention it again unless something happens to it, and then they'll talk smack about it, but like, oh, it broke and I only had it for X amount of time and blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, first, it's a 3D printed part. Longevity is going to be what I really concentrate on, just to make sure that I have the performance from beginning to end. But I do have to say that the quality of their 3D prints are really good. So it's really just, let's test it for longevity, but I have a strong feeling it's gonna do exactly what I want it to do for a while. And quite honestly, it's really just back and forth. There's really not a lot of other tensions that are put on here, so I'm trying really hard to kind of figure out what would be a failure point. So we'll see. But I'm telling you right now, this mod I fully endorse. If you have this wheel and you're interested in improving the shift feel of this wheel, this is a mod that I would tell you, do it. It's inexpensive. It's easy to install. It's simple. The mechanism is very simple. It's almost if you can get it easily, why not do it? You know, order it from them, wait for it to come in and install it and be done with it. It's one of those, you set it and forget it. You'll never think about it again. Let's get through this lap. Seems I'm not going to be able to beat a 202 today. But I'm just like so happy. And I do have the one now for the P1 V2 wheel. I'm actually really want to get one of those wheels so I can try it out. If this has been such a success on this wheel, I'm excited to see what it does with that wheel. And quite honestly, I would love it if they made one for the Moza ES wheel. Almost lost it there, but nah. Oh, 201. Okay. So I'm extremely excited to see what this feels like on the P1 V2 wheel. Very excited because, you know, mistakenly they sent me that wheel's version of it. I don't have that wheel, but now I feel that since I have it, I should get that wheel and install the magnetic paddles, because if it's a very similar paddle, honestly, looking at the pictures, the paddles on that wheel on the V1 on the P1 V2 look very, very similar actually to the Moza ES wheel paddles. Those paddles suck. So 3DRAP, if you watch to the end of this video, consider making this same mod for the Moza ES wheel. If you're able to, please. That ES wheel needs help with the shift paddles. It needs it. I can't wait to try it out with the P1 V2 wheel when I eventually order that to get it in. And it's the same deal. It's the magnetic shift up the paddle upgrades and the brace. And I gotta tell you, the brace feels really good on here. You know, the brace makes this whole unit feel chunky. You know, you would have seen it in the last video. I'm pretty good with now leaving this QR1 on here at full 8 Newton meter. Like hell, if I had the Club Sport DD or the Club Sport DD Plus, the 12 or 15 Newton meter, I would throw this damn wheel on there. Well, if it ran QR1, and I really wouldn't have hesitation running it on a stronger base. I would run it on a DD1 or DD2. You know, I actually feel rather confident in it. So, guys, if you're looking or in the market for upgrades for your GTDD Pro wheel, if you don't like the little flappy paddles that are on there, I can easily recommend these magnetic upgrades from 3DRAP. The link will be in the description. Shout out to all my guys at 3DRAP as always. And to you guys are all amazing. I can't do any of this without you. It's because of you guys that I have these opportunities. So don't forget, smash the like button. Just, you know, slam it down, sub, share the videos, share them with friends. You know, the more you share the videos, the more people that sub, the more opportunities I get to test out awesome mods like this and bring you the information on this channel. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that way you're notified when these videos come out. And lastly, I will have a show coming out soon that will be streamed on the channel, both YouTube and on Twitch, and I'm calling it the Bags Cast. And it's just going to be me talking, you know, about whatever subjects I feel from the week, video game related, life related, whatever I feel while I'm sim racing. I guess you can kind of say it's going to be close to what my live streams already are, but I will have topics specifically that I want to talk about. And of course, I'll interact with you guys because you guys are awesome. So whatever you guys put in the chat, and that's what's going to happen. The first episode will be coming ASAP. I want to talk about, you know, the win that us gamers had with Sony and Helldivers, and Corsair purchasing Fanatec. Those are two subjects that I really want to talk about. But with that, guys, have a good night. To all the moms out there, happy Mother's Day. To my guys, you know who you guys are. You know, happy Mother's Day to your wives, to your moms. You know, just spread the love out there. And with that, I'm gonna leave ya till the next video. Peace.
Yeah. Yeah.